Everyone who is watching, welcome back. This is our week of financial empowerment, sponsored by Phoenix National Business Group and Tom Estes at Allstate. Amen. That is a one of our sponsors for these programmings. Thank you, and thank you, Allstate. We just want to welcome our special guest today, who is Mona Ostrowski.
Well
She
done.
is, I know, right? I didn't trip over your name too much.
Yeah,
Uh,
you've been practicing. I'm proud of you.
I have been. It's been great just being able to partner up with some really great folks that are going to help us get our finances straight. Welcome, Mona. We're so glad to have you on the program. I'm going to turn everything over to Mona at this time so that she can talk to us about how to think and act with our finances. Mona, it's on you.
Yay.
Go ahead, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Phil. And I'm excited to be back here with PMBG and Phil, and now with our new sponsor as well. Super excited. So yes, financial empowerment. I love that word, empowerment. Um, I must say, my own financial journey has been a little bit of an up and down with, investment that literally took 10 years of my life only to kind of be left with nothing. Another investment, again, with having to leave everything behind and be left with nothing. So I think, my life has been very much of a scarcity mentality. It's been run by that scarcity mentality where I was always thinking, not enough, not enough, not enough, to the point where I was even scared to open my bank account to see the balance, feeling that I was living paycheck to paycheck, and just having that constant stress of, is there ever enough? Do I have enough to support my family? Do I have enough to follow my own dreams and live my own life? And this scarcity mentality really, really, and I'm sure there's loads of people out there that can relate to me, it kind of met this huge like explosion when March 17th hit and everything stopped, like everything. My husband was furloughed. I've still been working, so I feel very grateful for that. But my paycheck was cut, 40% was cut. I have 3 kids, I have rent to pay, and I was literally just left, wow, now what? I did not feel in a financial good state, and I definitely did not feel empowered. So what I did feel though in this area of finance was immense stress. How am I going to come up with money to pay the next rent? How am I going to come up with enough money to pay my bills, to put food on the table? And it was, like I said, it was a stressful time. And, preparing for this talk today, I did some research and I found out that, just here in the United States, 40% have less than $400 saved for emergencies. So if anything happens, like a pandemic, or even worse, during a pandemic, if your air conditioner goes up or your heater blows up, not that we'll need a heater this week, um, but say you blow a tire on your car or anything happens to your car, less as a 40% has no money saved up to take care of that emergency, which then means that we put this money on credit cards and then we put it on the credit card again and again. And soon the accumulation of debt just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I personally, I don't like that. Um, And this was a funny fact as well that I came over, that today in the United States, there is actually more consumer debt now in 2020 than it was in 2008 when the financial crisis hit. And then, let's not even talk about student loans. In America, over $1 trillion in student loan debt alone. And people are struggling all over the country within this one category of debt alone. So what we are doing this week, and what Ramona Thomas and the other participants of this Financial Empowerment Week will be talking about, is how can we get our lives back on financial track? And I know Ramona Thomas privately, and one of the things that she's going to talk about 4 baby steps, or 3 baby steps actually, I'm adding the 4th one, towards bettering our finances. One of them is to manage our debt and credits. The second one is budgeting. And the third one is saving and investing into your future. And once you get to that point, the 4th one, which is incredibly important as for us or for me, is to have that ability to give, to have that ability to give back to the world and make it just a better place. So this is just so important to get that handle on our finances, because it's about so much more than just money. It's about our relationships. I know for a fact that I've had many discussions with my kids and with my husband around this area of money and paying back debts and spendage and everything. It can really put a strain on the relationship, and it can also put a strain in your health. Just the stress that you have to carry on your shoulders about the worry of how and when, and how am I going to do this? When am I going to do this? When am I going to be, freed of this? And it doesn't have to be this way. And that's what we're trying to address this week. However, unfortunately, debt is not only real, but it has become almost normal. We see ads on TV that is actually encouraging us to take up credit and to lease this car and to get this and get that and put it on credit because it's new to us. And that's just not normal. And we shouldn't have normalized that. So for you, what you want to do now is you want to step away and not follow this culture, and not have this financial burden on your shoulders anymore. What we want to talk about and what we want to work towards this week is to change that end goal to not be the one where you're carrying the debt and trying to figure out how to make ends meet. But what we are trying to focus on this week is the end goal of having financial freedom. The kind of dream big financial freedom that includes no debt, no mortgage, and the amount of money to live the lifestyle that you want and to be able. And so, sorry, I just have to stop here because you can see behind me, this is my dream board. And over on this side here, this is the life and the lifestyle that I am working towards getting. This is about travel. My passion is travel. I mean, I have not only visited many countries, but I've had the privilege of living in 6 different countries and really immersing myself in the culture and getting to know the people and the food and everything that these cultures have to offer. And that's something that I so desperately want to do again. And so that's why I am working on my financial empowerment so that I can have that lifestyle that I want. Now, for you, it might be something else. It might be supporting your children or yourself for to go through college, or it might be just saving up for that fun retirement to do those things that you always dreamed of. So think of this. If you can just get your money right, if you can do a few simple steps to start putting some money aside, paying off your debt, and still have some fun, like, wouldn't you just want to do that? Imagine it will take so much stress, not just off what you're doing right now, but also for the rest of your life, so that you can live your life 110%. 100% is good, but 110, that is awesome. So one of the things that I mentioned before was budgeting. And I know that Ramona will talk about this later this afternoon. However, I just wanted to simplify it a little bit. And this is what I've learned. All you want to do at the end of the month is sit down and then write down on one side, what are the income that I'm expecting this up and coming month? And what are the expenses that I have this up and coming month? And then at the end, identify the gap. So is the money that is coming in more or less than the expenses that I have? Now your goal, of course, is to make sure that you have more money coming in than money going out. But if that's not the case, you have to take a minute, 60 seconds out of your life, and just be honest with yourself. What are some of those things that you can remove from your expense list? Now, this is an exercise that I had to do when COVID-19 hit and my husband was furloughed and my wages was, decreased by 40%. And there were things that I had to remove that I just couldn't afford anymore. One of them was my gym membership. Now, fitness it's extremely important to me, but I realized that I could still work out at home. So as you will see over here, we have, a 5K and we have people running, and that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on my running, and I can do that outside, and it doesn't have to cost anything except a good pair of shoes. But I assume that you already have that. What else did I do? I looked at the expenses I had. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. Okay, which ones are we actually using and which one can we take away? So we removed some of them, and we even went as far as reducing the memberships of the ones that we kept. So say, for example, my Netflix, I put it down to one screen, or my Hulu, I went for the cheaper subscription that has the ads, but still it's saving me that little bit extra every month. And then since we stopped working, we also stopped using the train, which here in New York, when you have 5 people at $35 a month, that was a huge saving. And we made sure that we avoided going on the train. So we started shopping locally instead of traveling to do the shopping. And I'm telling you, this just saved me extra, because if you're anything like me, if I go to Target or Walmart to do my shopping, I always come home with the stuff that I don't even need. So I was like, yes, double saving. We stopped going out to eat so much. And this one is mine. I stopped buying those Starbucks coffees. And that alone, I have calculated, if I buy 1 cup a week at, say, $4, I know it's a little bit more, but I'm going for the cheapest option. That's $21 a week. And then $21 a week over, say, 10 months, that $2,100 saved just there. So I make my coffee at home and I bring it with me. So anyway, you can see where I'm going here. Like, you have to sit down, you need to take those 60 seconds, you need to think, okay, what is it that I absolutely don't need? And what is it that I can, suffer without for a time being until I'm back on my feet? And once you've done this, then you want to look for a way where you can increase that gap between your expenses and your incomes even more. And so, for example, Can you rate that closet that you haven't really looked at for the past 2 years? Like, is there still things in there that still has that tag on it that you haven't used? Send it back, get the money back. How about your garage or your basement or that storage unit that you're paying $200 a month for? Like, what in there is it that you haven't used for a year, maybe two, that you don't think that you'll use at least for the next year, maybe two? What is it that you can just get rid of? Find out what it is, find out what you don't need anymore, and sell it. Have a garage sale, go online. There's plenty of good places. You have eBay, you have Mercari, there's another couple of, you have Facebook that has a marketplace. Go online, sell it. That alone can give you, like, I don't know, $500, $600, $700 that can go in to buffer that gap between your expenses and your incomes. Anything that you can do to add some more on the income side of life, thumbs up. All right, that could also be picking up a side hustle. And that's what I did, but I'll tell you about that just in a little bit. So once you've increased that gap, so then you want to be aware and apportion it out. I know with me, and I don't know, maybe that's why I finally had to go and ask for help. But once I had more money, I found that I spent more money. So this is what I didn't want to do again. And I know that Ramona, again, will touch on this later, but just to keep it simplified, by apportioning the gap, say that it's 100%, spend 10% on yourself. Listen, this is your money. You've earned it. You've worked hard for it. You've even, sacrificed to grow that gap. So allow yourself to spend, 10% on yourself. You deserve it. Go out to dinner, buy those shoes that you were looking at, or go see a movie. Listen, you've earned it. Say, you know what? I've done well. I've paid attention. So now I'm going to go and, I don't know, what would I do? Buy myself that, bottle of wine that I enjoy on the weekend. And so that 10% is for you to do whatever you want. But with the 90% that you have left, you want to take 45% of it and you want to pay it towards your debt. So make sure that 40% of that increase of your gap, make sure it goes towards paying down your debt. And then the other 45%, that goes into your savings or for your investments. Now think about it. You're having a little bit of fun because you're, like me, buying that bottle of wine, or you're going out to dinner, or you're going to see a movie. But at the same time, you're watching your debt go down every single month. And on the other side, you're watching your investments grow, which is your future grow. And that is what is so exciting about this. I know that Ramona will give you some great tips and exercises later, and she will be able to help you set all of this up. I would know, like I said, I have reached out for help, and she is my financial advisor. I was like, after years of scarcity thinking and just being afraid of looking at my bank statement, I found that it was time to hand it over to the expert. And I'm telling you, it has brought me just such peace of mind. Like, I'm not stressed anymore because I know what I have. I know where the money is going. And I know that at the end of the day, I am actually working towards what I like. Remember that dream life over here of travel and going all over the world? That's what I'm doing. So I might not have my Starbucks coffee every day now, but I want to travel more than I want Starbucks coffee, because if I do, then I can have Starbucks all over the world. Anyway, going off on a tangent a little bit there. So I started working with Ramona, and I'm going to admit, it was a little bit scary for me. It was as if I was sharing with her my innermost secrets that not even my husband of 20 years know about. But you know what? She just made me feel so comfortable and so safe that I felt it was okay. I didn't mind doing it. It was like I really felt safe. And now, like I said, I know that that gap between my income and my expenses, I know it will grow. I know that I will be finally able to set up that savings account so I can go and travel. And I am also confident that month by month, my debt will be reduced and finally I will be debt free. So, going back to that, side hustle that I was talking about, and this I'm excited to share. Today, more than ever, we have this thing called internet. I mean, we're here. You are sitting in your sofa or wherever you are. Maybe you're even driving and listening to this. Just be careful if you are. But here we are, and I'm able to communicate with you, and I'm able to have somewhat of a relationship with you, which I think is awesome. And just by using this amazing tool we have, and listen, that's what I keep telling my kids, because with having them home for the past 4 months, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, everything, it can become time consuming. So what I have to tell them and what I have to remind them about is that, okay, so you have the internet, it's there for you, but you can use it in two different ways. You can use it to waste your time. But if you think about it and you use it perfectly, like you use it well, you can use it as a tool that can educate you, that can train you, that can teach you, that can also bring you a side hustle. And with this side hustle, and this is, again, I'm telling my kids this, they're 15, 16, and 19, and I'm telling them, with this, you can make a side hustle that can make you $100, $300, $500, $1,000 a month. And just think about it. Like, what would that do in your life? $1,000 a month extra that will help you build that gap between your income and your expenses. And so, like I said, that's what I did. I started looking for an opportunity. Like I mentioned, my husband was furloughed. I had to take a reduced paycheck. So I needed to find out something that where I wasn't necessarily bound to a place or an office. I wanted something where I could actually work from home, because I've grown accustomed to it and I actually like it now. Or going back to my dream, as long as I have a laptop or Wi-Fi, I can do a job. And that's what I wanted to do. That's what I looked for specifically when it came to my side hustle. And this is what I found. I found a company that has a soundtrack record. I mean, they've been in business for 35 years and they're growing year by year by year by year. I found a company that is financially sound, a company that is debt-free, and a company that not only is debt-free, but that also strives to help people like myself become debt-free. I found a company with strong management. I mean, you do need that to be debt-free. And I found a company with unique and highly consumable products for everybody, for a family of 5 like us, for a single person, for an athlete, for a grandma, for anyone, unique, highly consumable products. I found a company with very, very competitive prices, which again was very important to me. I've been in and out of multi-level marketing and network marketing businesses for the past 10 years, but this company, it's none of that. And this is the one thing that got me hooked, was their prices. Within my network marketing businesses, I saw that I had to charge 3-4 times as much as what a normal store would charge. Whereas with this company, I'm paying the same, if not less than what I'm being charged if I go, say, to Target or Walmart. I found a company where the consumer is so happy with the products that they actually reorder on a monthly basis, and so 96% of the people reorder again on a monthly basis. And not only for a monthly basis, a lot of these people have been reordering every month for 10, 15, 20. The highest I think I heard is 27 years. And that to me just goes back to the quality of the products that is offered. Not only are they unique and highly consumable, but the quality of the products is also there. And by the way, that 96% reorder rate, that's really the definition of residual income. And with the financial situation I was in, when I was looking for this opportunity, it was important that there was a low entry fee. Sometimes, you're looking and you're investing in something new and you have to invest to 500, 600 to 1,000 to 2,000, 2,500 just to start. And this wasn't the case here, which made it even more attractive to me. And a low personal production requirements as well. So I still work. I still have my daytime job. I have 3 children and friends that I love to spend time with. So to me, the fact that I can put in as much or as little as I want, that again was also very important to me. And to be honest, timing was just right. I've always been seeking a better, more healthy and more vibrant life. So natural, non-toxic products are important to me and have been for a long time. I am the notorious read the label on everything that I buy type of person. And now not only did I find a company that ticks off the 8 numbers above, but it also has products that I not only love, but that I believe in because they're natural, they're green, and more than anything, they're effective, they work. So this is very important to me. And last but not least, when I decided, when I looked, when I talked, when I did my research, at the end of the day, there was no risk. There was no risk on me, there was no risk on my time, and there was no risk on my money. And I found all of these, like I said, in one company. And not only did I find something that makes a positive difference in my life for my wellness in all areas, physical, personal, and financial, but I can also make a difference in the lives of the people that I touch with the products, and also with the side hustle opportunity. So just imagine if you had those $100, $300, $500, or $1,000 extra per month. What would that do for you? And how would your life look 3 months from now if that happened? I believe that maybe you can just breathe a little bit more easier. You can give attention to the things that really needs it and continue to create balance in other areas in your life that you might have neglected just because you had to focus on this one thing. Maybe you neglected your fitness because you didn't feel you had the money to go to the gym, or you didn't feel that you had the energy even to go outside and go for that walk. Maybe you neglected your family because all you were doing was paying bills and working 2, 3, 4 jobs, or working overtime, or whatever it might have been. Or maybe you neglected your friends or even your faith. But at the end of the day, with creating this opportunity that can bring in up to $1,000, or sky's the limit per month, just imagine, what would that do for your life? At the end of the day, I think, and I've always lived by this because I've had a very minimalistic lifestyle, keeping up with the Joneses is just an empty journey. You're trying to impress people that you don't even know or really care about, and it will leave you feeling empty, stressed, and broke. But what would it feel like to be debt-free? What would it feel like to run your own race, to follow your own dream, your own passion? What would it feel um, like? Sorry. What you need to do is you need to find the courage to break free from the pack and just do something different, something that is good for you, where true joy and happiness can actually have the major part of your life, can be the main focus. If you have enough money that you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to fight about it, you don't have to think about it, you can live the lifestyle that you want and give in any way that you want. And that is how you are going to not only change you, but you are going to change your world. So, to wrap it all up, um, if you are looking for a side hustle, a plan B, or some residual income that you can do working from the comfort of your own home, I would love the opportunity to talk to you about what I found and how that has made a difference in my life. And if you're looking for support in starting that budget and really understanding where you are in your own financial situation, I strongly recommend listening in on Ramona later this afternoon and booking a one-on-one meeting with her. Remember, this is my last thing. Your financial freedom, your dream life, your life without the stress and worry is just waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to make that one decision. And this is your opportunity to do it. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening. I hope it was a little bit helpful at least. And I am going to pass it back over to Phil. And I'm sure maybe he has some questions.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mona. I really appreciate that. I think that the greatest thing that you had mentioned was just being mindful of how on the track that we put our finances and make sure that it's going to the place that we want it to go, not just sporadic and being shot out anywhere. We had to cut back on some of our things as well. I think everybody really had to do that. But the journey is, how do I go from maintaining to expanding my portfolio, right? And so we really
Absolutely.
appreciate the information that you've given out. I really thank you so much for your time. I'm going to give our friend Oscar a chance to come in and just share a few things, services that he offers through a company called Legal Shield. You want to stay tuned for that. So, Oscar, I'm going to give you just a few minutes to share what you have for us.
Surely. Thank you, Phil. I'm going to, if you can put it on gallery view, because I don't have a PowerPoint, but I do have some things in the background. Real quick, my story is Mona's story, but only 2 years in the past. I was a very successful dental technician for 38 years, and the company I worked for went bankrupt, and I did not have a plan B in place. And now we're finding that 40 million people also did not have a plan B in place. So what I did was I had to find a plan B real quick. I was a customer with Legal Shield and ID Shield, and I figured this is something that people could use, and it is something important to have. Not having access to a qualified attorney, worst case scenario is a guy I heard about a couple of weeks ago, and I have his picture somewhere here, right there. This is Archie Williams. Archie Williams spent 37 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. And what we're seeing today is people get as much justice as they can afford. And what Legal Shield has done was make legal services available to everybody by using the same type of business structure as, let's say, Netflix, as opposed to Blockbuster. In Blockbuster, you would pay for one movie at a time, and you get that movie, and then you have to give it back. And with Netflix, you pay one simple a fee per month, and you have access to as many movies as you want. So using that group buying model, we are able to offer AV rated, which is A rated um, legal firms, and V is very high A. So they're the top legal firms because basically these firms will be getting a retainer fee from the group, and that could be $1 to $2 million a month for the law firm. So it works out really well to their advantage not to have to advertise. Real quick, the way I've used it, besides buying the house that we lived in and selling a house that we had in a trust, I had a small problem with Toyota, and the part that they fixed was out of warranty for 2 years, but it wasn't a part I believe that should have broken down within a year. They told me there's nothing they can do because that is their policy. Well, normally that $497 is out of my pocket, but I touched the button on my phone with the app, called my law firm, which is Feldman Kramer and Monaco. If you're in New York, we have only one law firm per state, so they handle everything. And they were able to send a letter to Toyota, and I got a phone call, Mr. Capel, we are really sorry for the misunderstanding. Here's your money back. Please tell your lawyers to go away. And that is something that I would not have been able to do before I had Legal Shield as the legal firm backing me up. And so basically, Monica, me, and Ramona are anti-stress brokers. We are able to lower the stress by providing services that enhance everyone's lives and protect people. One of the great things we do is with every member that we have, we donate money to Operation Underground Railroad that saves children from sex trafficking and arrests these guys. So it's a really good cause that we've started to work with this year. Very proud that we have already raised over $10,000 to rescue one child, and we're working on that second $10,000 through our program. But what it means for everybody is peace of mind, knowing that you have an app on your phone that gives you access to a law firm 24 hours a day. Like I said, we're here to reduce stress, and this is pretty much a very stressful situation that a lot of us have seen. And you want to have this button on your app, which will help you take care of the ticket. If it's worse than that, then this button, if I can get out of the way, is call my law firm 24 hours a day. And that's what we're able to do, is that peace of mind with having you actually call a law firm and having your lawyer talk to the police or talk to whatever, if it's an accident, you need to have your lawyer tell you what to do, because one wrong word can be very, very costly. And that, again, is 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that's my quick commercial for what I do. And what else would you want to know, Phil, that I can fill in?
That's pretty good. That is pretty good, Oscar. I really, really appreciate you sharing that information. I think it's really powerful just to be able to click a button and there you are. If you're in your car and you're nervous, you're not sure what to do next, you have an app for it. And so I think that's really important for people to know right now in this day and age, right? Peace of mind when you get pulled over. who can ask for more? Who can ask for more? So exactly. I really thank both of you for coming on. I know we have Ramona. She will be on at 1:30 today. You don't want to miss that. She's going to talk about how you should manage your personal finances. You don't want to know, if you want to know how to create a cash flow, you're going to want to stick to watching this program. We're going to be here all week long with all these different programs. Some of these programs you don't want to miss. We're going to have a prize in the Zoom room for those who come on the line. So if you're just watching on Facebook, you're only experiencing half the benefits. So you want to come online, you want to come on the Zoom chat so that, we can share these great benefits with you. If you have any personal questions, if you're in the Zoom room, you can ask those questions and get clarification on whatever you might need to know. Of course, you saw where you can reach Mona. We had her contact information posted as she was giving her presentation. So if you have any sort of information that you need to know personally, give her a call, and find out more about your personal situation, just so that you can get some help in that area. We thank you all for watching. Don't forget to catch Ramona at 1:30 today on all the channels that you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. Listen, we are going to be here for you throughout this time. And so we appreciate you watching. This is going to be repeated. So keep an eye out also. You won't miss this information. It's going to be everywhere. So we look forward again to having Ramona at 1:30 today. All right, everyone, you take care. I look forward to seeing you, and take care. Bye-bye.